All right, we're back here on Titans Talk. Still time to sneak in a phone call if you'd like, 737-7767. The Titans figured out a way to get back on track with that 20-0 win over the Jaguars. So much to say about the defense, and we talked about the return of Rashaan Evans in the last segment. Now you're going to have the addition of Zach Cunningham to that defense this week. What exactly will he mean on that side of the ball? You're talking about the guy who led the NFL in tackles last season, waived by the Texans last week in the middle of their miserable season, didn't seem to get along with new coach Dave Culley very well, picked up by the Titans. He played for both Mike Vrabel and Shane Bowen previously in Houston, so he has a good idea of the stuff that they like guys to do. But he hasn't been here. So where does the former Vandy star fit in? Can he come in? Can he take a job right away? Is he the future there at the linebacker position? We'll find out. But he comes into the mix this week, and that at least is a good thing, because we chronicled the injuries with Rashaan Evans. Jayon Brown has been working his way back from his own injury. David Long is currently out with an injury. Monty Rice is on IR. All four of those guys have shuffled in and out of linebacker and played well when in there. But they've all dealt with injuries at some point. So now you bring in Zach Cunningham, at least gives you another able body that can help you out there. And Mike Vrabel said today he's not a bad guy on special teams as well. So we'll see how the Titans utilize Zach Cunningham when he joins them in practice this week. Of course, the news with Derrick Henry, positive moving forward. And you get set for a huge game on Sunday in Pittsburgh against the Steelers team that sits there 6-1, last place in the AFC North, but just 2 games back of Baltimore, just a game back of both Cleveland and Cincinnati. Lots to play for in that division, so you know that team at home this weekend. In Ben's final year, they're going to be desperate for that game against the Titans. All those subjects, part of this final analysis with the guys from last night.
Titans get back on track with the win. And, guys, there was more good news today. NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reporting that Derrick Henry's rehab from the broken foot is going ahead of schedule. Jay Hutt, break it down for me. What's the timetable that you know of for number 22's return?
I'll do my best. Look, the hope all along has been that he will have a chance to return by the postseason. And what Rappaport is saying is very encouraging, because the optimism that he's hearing is that he could be available as early as week 18 in the unexpected situation that they would need to lock up the division in a win-and-in scenario. The best case scenario is they take care of business, they lock up the AFC South, they win their way into the first round bye, and that's not out of the realm of possibility. And it would really benefit Henry in a banged-up roster immensely to have that extra week off.
Yeah, more than just Henry in that concern. The Titans also got the unexpected addition of Zach Cunningham this week after he was claimed off of waivers from the Texans. Now, Mike Vrabel didn't want anything to do with talking about the former Vandy star on Friday. And Keith, I guess you don't have to talk about him either, but I'm hoping you'll tell us where you see the guy who led the NFL in tackles last year fits in with this Titans D.
Well, he's going to fit in, and they're going to make sure he does, I'm sure, because he played for Vrabel and Bowen. So he is a baller in this league. But with Jayon Brown coming back, Rashaan Evans coming back, making plays today, it's going to be very interesting. But I know that they'll figure out a package to get him in the roster, in the lineup, because why else would they bring him this late in the season if they weren't going to utilize him?
Good problem to have. A lot of good middle linebackers, right? Next week is a trip to Pittsburgh to face what will be a Steelers team desperate, playing for their playoff lives. Keith, you know as a player, I know from having lived there and covered the Steelers, how tough it is to play Mike Tomlin's Steelers team, especially at Heinz Field.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. It's going to be a lot of black and yellow, black and yellow. Look, those fans are going to be there to support their team. They're one of the best traveling teams. The Titans have to be able to block that noise out, go out there and focus on what they need to do. Pittsburgh isn't playing the best football. They do a lot of things to shoot themselves in the foot. They have to take advantage of those situations next week as they did this week.
Quick, somebody get a terrible towel. We need Keith to stop on it.
Where's Khalifa? We're talking to you.